Bonus bumping behaviors is what one of the last things we talked about in that episode.
This is Shana.
And we're back. Go.
No, do the intro.
And we're back.
Do the intro.
Hey, I'm producing here because this is
Oh,
my production
you're the
here.
producer today?
This is
Okay.
my production here.
After you, friend.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the hard
Okay.
life producing you. No,
Okay.
but I'm for real. It's fine. We could do the intro. I like to say, and we're back because I'm gonna say that anyway. So
Okay.
you can, this is Shana and this is Chris, but I
Okay.
do think the people who know. So,
Mm.
well, welcome back to Heart Life Volume 2. As I said, we would be back. We're here and we're back with Shana, who is the subject of this Heart Life series. Shana, we want to thank you for coming back because you didn't have to at all. You didn't have to come back on here.
I didn't.
We will start with a little queer urban dictionary. You
Hmm.
know, my word is hard launch, which is an explicit and purposeful announcement of a romantic relationship, usually announced on social media. Uh, my sentence is folks accuse Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre of trying to hard launch a PR relationship with their Oscar party photo.
That was a good photo, though.
Shana, what you got? It was a wonderful photo. I do think that I'm not sure if I think it's a relationship. I thought it was like they're teasing a project that they're
That's what
working
I was
on, but they
thinking.
are two very beautiful humans. I thought it was for a movie. I never, oh, because Tiana doesn't even roll like that. Like she doesn't. So I don't.
Mm-mm.
And I think after her divorce, I don't think she would be featuring a man like that. But
No.
you never know. And shout out to both of them. Both very easy to look at. Very.
Mm.
What a photo.
Mm.
Hmm. What term do you have?
My queer urban dictionary word of the week is chaotic bottom. A chaotic bottom is usually a person who is a
Hmm.
bottom in sexual activity, and this person will either do chaotic things or just has a chaotic energy. My sentence is chaotic bottoms usually have new partners each time you see them, will make jokes during sex, or demand food and snacks immediately after sex. Chaotic bottoms.
Hmm.
Can't tell if any
That's
of
really
these are
funny with
factual.
demanding food and snacks after. I feel like that people should get a pass. You burn a lot of calories, so you're just trying to replenish it, but
Smart.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked for food after sex immediately or
No, actually. I don't
yeah?
feel like I ever have.
I don't think I have either. I don't think I have. Let's go eat. Mm-mm, I'm
Right.
tired.
Like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
Like, are you not
I'm
putting the
tired.
work in? I
So
don't.
I could barely drink the water.
Okay.
Even then, it acts.
Like, I'm laying there
Just
breathing,
so tired,
trying to
depleted.
trying to get my
Yeah,
heart rate down. That's what I'm trying to do.
yeah. Gather myself exactly. Do you see my boxers? Yeah. So that's chaotic to ask for food right after. I take that back. It is a
Hmm.
little
That's a
chaotic.
little
Yeah.
chaotic.
Okay.
Especially, I could
It
see
is
it
a little
being
chaotic.
somebody rolling over instantly and being like, "All right, what you got in the fridge? Like, what's
Hmm.
good?"
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and they're like, that's just for beverages at fridge. But
Yeah.
cool. Mm. Well, all right. Again, this is our Heart Life Volume 2. So we're picking up from where what we talked about in Volume 1, which started at the end of last year. You were about to go on your South Africa trip, which you had a great time and recapped in our episode with Queer Queens Travel. Shout out to them. Our episode is available. It was our first episode of the year, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Americans versus Canadians. Yeah,
Yep.
that was our
Yep.
first episode of the year. So
First
go
episode
back
of the
and
year.
listen to that to hear more in depth insights into the trip. I only had one follow up from that trip, and in my research, as I mentioned
Research.
before the recording, my research, I went back and I listened to the tapes. I was like, if I was a wire, like this is what I would want to be doing. So, one of the things you mentioned in pertaining to when I asked you about Is there any excitement for, any romantic connections on the trip and all that? And you kept it very, very cool. And I was actually proud of you. See, the no game works.
Thank you.
Even platonically. I was like, aha, yeah, keep it cool. But you mentioned that there could be some bonuses with it and
Mm,
came up with bonus bumping behaviors.
mm.
Well,
On a trip with a bunch of black queer folks.
what do you want to happen on this trip?
Then I go and have a good time. I make some good memories. I make some new friends.
Hmm.
If we have some bonuses, then great. We love bonuses. But,
What do bonuses look like for you?
I think you know.
No, I don't.
I think you do. I think
No, no, no.
based
I'm
off that
married.
base,
I've been
I
married for a
think
while.
if
I don't
they
know what bonuses are. Is that what they're calling it? Bonuses. I'm
I
like,
just
oh, what
came
do you
up
mean?
with
What
that.
do you
I
mean?
came up
Yeah.
with bonuses.
Hmm.
So if any bonus
Yeah.
behavior,
Explain to me. But
bonus
what a
behavior,
bonus behavior? What
if
does that
any
entail?
bonus
What is
behaviors happen,
bonus behaviors?
any bonus bumping behaviors happen, then it's going to be
Bonus
great,
bumping.
bonus
Bonus
bumping.
bumping
Hmm.
behaviors. Okay.
If that happens, it
Wow.
happens. But we're just going out to have a
Yeah.
great time with a bunch of black queer folks, making new memories, and really just continuing to
Well, I hope you
reclaim
bump
this single
bonuses on this
life.
trip. I'm speaking it out into existence.
Ah!
I hope you bump bonuses with the person that piqued your interest that I know did,
I
because
hate how you said that.
clearly. So I
I
hope
hate
you
how you said that.
bump bonuses, which is great, great alliteration.
Thank you.
And it was my hope that you would be bumping bonuses on this trip. So, without getting into details of if you
Hmm.
did or didn't, because
Hmm.
who knows if you have a live situation from it and all that. Um, how was the trip? How would you rate it? Did you have a good time in that arena of things?
In that
Anything
arena.
surprise you? And this is a yes or no.
Okay.
Yeah, in the romantic energy arena.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care about your hiking or whatever you did.
That's so
You're like, ah, zip
disrespectful.
line, cool.
You didn't want to see my
Um,
elephants? You
no,
didn't pop
it's
my hot
great.
air
No,
balloon?
yeah, honestly, refer back to the episode I mentioned, first one of the year. You can get in depth. You can, hear about everything you did. But as a yes or no,
Mm,
did you have a good time romantically? Just any romantic energy, any of that?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And as a seasoned journalist, I will take that and I will move on to my other questions. Thank you for answering honestly. You had some other trips after this. You've been traveling a lot for professional and for work.
Mm.
As you've explored being in new places, have you had any unexpected encounters or moments that left an impression on you or offer any new perspectives since you've been traveling? Like you've been traveling a lot. So anything unexpected, could be good or bad, or moments that left an impression.
Do they have to be romantically or just in general?
So that's a great question. And because this is only the, second volume two of this, um, while I do care about your well-being, your whole person, most of these questions are going to be framed in a romantic, like heart, love,
You know?
relationship, light.
Hmm.
So it would be romantic for this and for all the subsequent questions. I do have some friendship ones
Okay.
sprinkled in here, just to give
Yeah.
you a little sneak peek.
Thank you.
But yeah, this is all going to be framed within a romantic.
Romantic
So
lens.
thank you
Got it.
because that's
I
actually
just wanted to be
important
sure
to you know,
because,
get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
That's
no. Absolutely.
great technique also.
Clarifying question. Thank you.
Yes. Love a clarifying
Hmm.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't throw
Um,
it off. Bonus loaded.
yes. I think between trips and visits and things, there were definitely aha moments that I have been having as I continue to explore
Hmm.
single life. And it's been interesting to see
Okay.
what comes up for me and how I move through it and listening to my gut a lot more. I have to say that was not something that I did in previous relationships. I would hear my gut talks and sometimes yells. And I would just be like, no,
It's loud now. It's
it's
louder.
it is. Well, I think
Yeah.
she doesn't even have to yell anymore because I'm for the most part I'm
Oh,
listening.
you're just listening. You're like, hey,
We're listening.
good. You say something? Your gut's like, no, I'm fine. You,
Right.
huh? Your
Guts
gut's
over
like,
here
I'm
like
not
I'm not used to all of
telling
this
you
attention.
anything.
You don't usually give me this much
Yeah,
attention. And
like
now
calm
she's
down.
like, oh,
Yeah.
she's like, I could say anything at this point and she's gonna listen. And that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So I
Go.
think that's the
You
biggest
and your
thing.
guts.
Going with my gut on a lot of stuff and also just kind of like
Hmm.
moving, giving myself to move in the way that I want to, just making decisions for myself. I think
Hmm.
there have been a few moments where I had retreated back into previous behaviors that I wanted to move away from that would allow me to people please. I'm
Hmm.
a solid people pleaser. I am. I am a self-admitted, worked on it in
Hmm.
therapy, people pleaser. And so I've been working really hard on that and being able to adjust from that. And I think those are the biggest things that I have been paying attention to are like, what are the moments that I can do for myself and ways that I can like
Hmm.
say something happens in the moment and I'm not okay with it. Like, how do I handle it? And before I would be like, well, if I do this, it's going to impact the other person. And I'm like, you know what? You do need to look out
Yeah.
for yourself right now. And you can come back and address whatever needs to be addressed with the other person, but I have to take care of me. And so I've been better about taking action on that. I've been a lot more patient in areas where, like, if we had some sort of interaction that was off with someone that I was
Hmm.
talking to, I don't immediately run to fix it. I let it I let it sit for a second. And usually
Let it
that would
breathe.
cause
Hmm.
me so much anxiety. I would be stressed. I would be getting higher levels of anxiety because I'm anxious about how the person is feeling and what's happening. And I have been able to sit and utilize my community, utilize my tools in my toolbox to help me manage my anxiety and be able to say, like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. Or I'm not gonna allow this to ruin my time.
Hmm.
Or I don't have to show up in this way because I think this person expects me to show up in this way. And if I don't show up in this way, they're gonna feel a type of way about me. And I think that's been huge for me. Like, I think there are
Yeah.
moments where I feel like there are like daily actions that you feel like you start doing as a queer person and you start dating. And I'm like, sometimes I just don't have anything to say. I just, I
Yeah.
don't
Don't have to
need to
force
do the
it.
things. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like I feel like forcing behavior, but I have been trying to move in ways that just feel natural to me, where I'm like, no, I do want to text that person. I do want to
Yeah.
wonder how they're doing. I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
And
Not
if it's a
overthinking it.
few days later and I'm like, hey, look at me. Like the first time it happened, and I was like, I haven't texted this person in a few days, and the world hasn't ended. Wow, that's wild. That's amazing.
Power.
You know, it's
So
just a
much
whole
power, so much
new,
responsibility
it's a
now.
whole new
Yeah.
thing. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've been learning is what to do for myself as I've been, especially with traveling. If I sit and I wait for other people whenever I go travel, I'm never going to get anything done. I'm never going to
Mm.
be able to do all of the things that I would like to do, even if it's just as simple as going out to eat this specific meal and then going to see this specific thing or visit this specific monument. If I wait for people, I'm never going to get there. And I think it's the same thing in my dating life. Like if I continue to wait for this other person to match where I would like to be or in the space that I am currently, like I'm just never going to get to the places. But then when I find a person who does do those things naturally, like it's going to fit. And I think that's been something that I've had to give myself permission on is to be okay with that, but also to be okay with just dating as well. I've been very clear in my conversations around that and just being like, we are dating, which means you can go out and do what you want with other people. I can go out and do what we want with other people. The whole point of dating is to get to know other people while we get to know each other
Mm.
and really just like communicate with
Mm.
me on the front of like if feelings move or sexual encounters take place and then we have a position that we can be in a sexual encounter, like, please make sure that you communicate with me about that so I can make a decision. Or be sure that, like,
Yeah.
things are happy. So it's a lot more boundary setting for myself and a lot more giving myself permission to just take care of myself, which has been very cool. And traveling always gave me that. It would always give me the confidence to do that more often and to just push past the bounds and be uncomfortable. But now that it's carried over more into my dating life, it's like I see the parallels and it's really cool to explore that.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I was going to ask, do you think that you're more advanced Interests romantically or take more risk when you travel and you're not in Chicago than, being at home and going to new, different events.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely go and try a lot more new stuff
Yeah.
when I'm traveling. In Chicago, I've been doing it a bit more now with
Hmm.
friends, especially because there's a group of us who are single. And so we'll just be like, are we gonna go try out this like
Oh,
kink
that's cool.
burlesque
Yeah.
event
Have a
that
group.
also has poetry
Mm-hmm.
at the end? Like, are we gonna go see that? Are we gonna go to
Oh,
this like
good
underground,
aftercare.
whatever? Okay. And it's fantastic. Like we go, there was two events that we went to, like back to back, both black queer focused, but it was like varying levels. Like one was a burlesque kink, like Valentine's lovers type thing. But my friends and I were like, we're gonna go. And then went to another small world collective party. And there was a person there
Shout out
who
to
was
them.
doing like spanking and stuff and like had tools and could do it manually. And this was the same person at each party. So it was really cool to just go over and be like, hey, are we gonna do this? And my friend was like, I'll pay for it for you. And I was like, oh,
Hmm.
say less. And that's something new to be like publicly sitting there while this person was doing a session on you, but it was really cool to be able to like experience it, convince friends to do it. And those are things that maybe previously would never have done, never have tried.
And this is you actually doing, participating. Nah, you're right. That was quite the hard stop there. But this episode isn't free. So if you want to watch the full thing, video and all, navigate over to our Patreon to purchase the episode. We appreciate your support.